welcome to a new episode of Morning Exercise with PowerPoint. And today we'll learn how to build much more complex video game, computer games. So now it's your turn to show me your creativity and share it with us so we all can enjoy and play in your maze. I'm sure your family members and your friends would love to play at your maze. You can keep develop these mazes with your friends or with your families, and I would love to see your creative idea about how to create an interesting maze. Let's choose squares, just for example, to show you something. Now let's create a new slide, and that slide will be our game over screen, like if someone fell in this maze. So let's create a game over title. Of course, we'll create also try again button, right?
Now I want to create kind of tube of maze borders. So the challenge is to move with the mouse cursor inside the border of the maze without touching the borders. And what will be the best way to do it? With the help of the action button and then the mouse over tab, I can make the player to be transferred to the game over slide if it touches the border. What we learned at the second half of the previous lesson. And if you didn't watch it till now, know that it's better for you to watch it before this episode, because we're gonna use some tools that I taught in the previous lesson.
So if you remember the class yesterday, we create action, and when people click on it, I want it to move to the first slide. And now let's create an action that each one of those squares will lead our player to the game over slide. How do I do it? Easily, right? Mouse over tab and create a connection between this shape to slide number 2. And now let's try our game. And the idea is to allow the player to play only in between those borders, only between inside this tube, actually between those squares shapes. And how do I do it? Who will be the player? The mouse cursor will be the player. So let's press F5. And now I want to introduce you to our issue, because when you press F5 you don't really see the mouse,
and only when I move my mouse the mouse cursor will appear.
So if I move the mouse, I can hit one of those squares and it will guide me to the game over slide, right? So look what happened. If I try to move the mouse, I already lose. So I will teach you my trick to avoid of this issue. I can tell that I will duplicate the slide, and in the first slide I will create a shape, it can be a circle, inside those borders exactly when I want that the player will start the game as the mouse calls. So now I will erase those, and I will write on this circle something like start here. Press here to start, something like that. And now when I will hit F5, I still don't see my mouse, but I can move it and nothing happened, right? I'm not losing. And now I will go to the start here and hit the start here, and I will move to the second slide, which is our slide, because that's how PowerPoint slideshows work. To the next slide when you click. I also can do an action, and maybe imagine yourself few screens of mazes, and each button will lead the player to a different maze. So now let's start. Let's try to play our own new very basic game. Start here, and you see my mouse cursor is in the safe place, in safe position. in a safe place. And now I can go and try to get to this side. But how can I know that they're supposed to get to this side? We should explain them. Before we are going back to develop our computer game, let's see if my mouse touches in one of those squares. I'm losing. I lost. And it starts to look like a game. So let's do a button. Let's create a button
that will tell to our players where should they go.
Touch me. Let's create much more interesting kind of picture. Maybe something like that. Red. Maybe. And let's create also a page, a slide that tells the people that they accomplished the mission. This will get dark background, and this also can get a bright background. Now let's play in our game. Start here, and now I know that I need to get to the touch me, but nothing is happening. So let's create. Now we have to create an action to this button, right? So mouse over. Slide and slide number 4, right. Let's see. If I touches at one of those border, I will have to try over from the top. And now when I get to this area, I win. So this is just a very basic screen, but I can create much more complicated screen, right? Cancel the outline so it will look like one piece. How do I flip a shape or any object in PowerPoint? I just need to turn to the other side of the shape when I resize it. Okay? I make my shape to look upside down. What I'm adding, much more problematic to go through, because if I'm touching those those shapes, I will cancel as well. It's too bad that I didn't. And of course, make sure that you already created the action for those shapes before you start to duplicate them, so you don't have to create an action to each of those duplicated shapes. So let's check the game I just created. F5. I will start here. Of course, if I touch in any one of those red shapes, I will lose. So here I am touching, lost, as I say, and then I had to start over. I really didn't try to lose, I just tried to do it fast as I can, and this is the challenge actually, to do it fast. But there are some places. You can't really go fast. Look. Of course, if I'm touching this, I'm losing again.
And what counts, it's the peak of the mouse course. If the peak of the mouse course touches in one of those borders, you will lose.
Yeah, and I'm awesome. So this is kind of game that you can create it very easily with your background. Maybe those shapes could be bricks, or it could be ocean. Maybe you can do a shape of shape that ceiling of the ocean, and the ocean the place where people are losing the game. And now let's create a flying or moving enemies. Let's get, it can be a sad smiley. Also I want to red and maybe in the black outline shape, something like that. Looks scary, right? And I will ask this enemy to move, and also his action will be to make me lose the game. Animations. On the tab animation, I will choose for the shape. And I can change his width. Let's create the width like this. Now, not just I want it to move, because if you just move, nothing will happen, right? But I also want
this smiley to lead the player when the mouse cursor touches it to the game over screen.
Now, let's give him some borders, right? So first, I want him. See, I'm on animation tab. On the animation tab, I will make sure that it won't start when I click, because now only if I clicked on the mouse it will make him to move. I don't want it. I want he will move with the previous, which means when the slide begins. So let's check if it works. Start here, and yeah, it's moving with when the slide begins. But now it's moving only one time. I want it to move more than one time.
To repeat this motion more than one time.
So how do I do it? I will ask the animation tab, then the animation panel, and I will press right click on the effect, on the specific effect, and timing. And timing, I will tell him to repeat on it until the end of the slide. So we'll repeat on it all the time during our slide till I will go to our next slide. And of course we have to lock it, right? Now also I want him, I don't just need him to move there. I want that our new character on our game will make them lose. So how do I do it? The same I did with the other shapes, right? That is special. Action when the mouse is over, right? Because it doesn't matter if he touches the mouse cursor or the mouse cursor touches him, right? They touch each other. So actually when I press when I use the mouse hover tab, it means when they meet each other. When they hit each other, our player will go to slide number 3, which is the game over slide. Let's try. Yeah, and it works. So you have so many options to create your own game. I can do a lighting that. Let's create a lighting dot animation. And I'll take this maybe. Anyhow, so you're free to play with so many options now, right? Shapes, different kind of shapes, different kind of routes maze, and different kind of enemies that has different kind of movement. So wow, it's a lot, right? For one lesson.
So I want to show you now some ideas that I created from what we learned this class. Look at this math maze. You should go only through the shape with the right answer. So 12 plus 8, it's 20 or 19. If I will go through the 19, I will lose the game. You can also create multiple maze screens. Make sure to connect them with one shape, like the end shape, the shape that ends the previous maze will be the same shape in the same position at the next level. You can also do a race maze. You can also create a transparent maze. You can really go crazy with ideas of different kind of mazes. I saw how those mazes gave so much pleasure to the players.
So now it's your turn to show me your crazy idea, your crazy mazes. Show me your creativity and share it with us so we all can enjoy and play in your maze. On our next lesson, we'll learn how to tame a dragon or smiley or anything you wish. See you tomorrow with another episode of Exercise with PowerPoint. Bye bye guys.